Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show and the Rick Dollar Show podcast and my Appalachian Home podcast. Uh, just check us out on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast. You know, Tim, we're at all the parties, buddy.
You got to show up to play the game. Yeah.
My guest today is Mr. Tim Stafford. How are you, young man?
I'm doing well. I'm not young, but I'm still here.
I'm going down swinging. I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my best. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, man. Now, 32 years with Blue Highway, 3 Grammy noms, 32 IBMA awards, the most played song of 2023, which was Lonesome State of Mind. I remember playing that thing forever on the top 5 countdown. Has it all blurred together yet, or are you still getting excited about something new that's happening with you guys?
Well, it hasn't blurred totally together yet. After 32 years, I mean, a lot of that's a retirement and plus some for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But no, we're still in there. We still got 4 of the original guys that we started out with on New Year's Eve of '94 is when we played our first show. And, it's just sort of surreal to see it still going on with most of the same guys.
Yeah.
And we do have a record coming out in March and still putting singles out, as you know, and, have our festival up in Big Stone Gap still going strong. So the band is still going, we're pushing through there, even though some of us have reached senior status.
Free coffee at McDonald's now.
Yeah. Oh, for a few years now, for some of us, So.
Yeah, that was great, man. My wife said the other day, she's like, "You can go get free coffee at places." I said, "God, what are you doing to me?"
Yeah, exactly.
I think she wants a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Well, you had 2 records or I'm sorry, 2 singles that came out this year. And Muddy Shoes was one that really caught my attention. I love that song. And can you give me just like a short backstory on that we can let everybody know about?
Yeah, that's one of Sean Lane's originals that he wrote with Gerald Ellenberg. They've formed quite a team down there in South Carolina. Gerald's a friend of his who's from that area. They've written songs for years, and some of our best known songs that we've ever done. And Sean's always been a great writer and a really, really great singer and musician. He's like a triple threat guy. And we heard this song and was like, yeah, that sounds like a single, because we were looking for stuff that down the road, that's the label might be able to put out as a single. And they liked it too. So we all were like, yeah, let's do this one. It sounds like one of those Sean Lane songs you used to hear, years ago. Like, there's so many that he wrote over the years that we still do. So yeah, I love that tune, and it's got a little bit of a breakdown jam thing in the middle of it. That if we were playing a jam festival, we probably could go on with that for about 10 minutes. So, but we're not. So,
Yeah, but that's a killer tune, man. I mean, that's one of those that just sticks with you for a while. You're driving down the road, you're not even listening to the radio or listening to anything, and it can just show up in your head.
Well, yeah, and the cool thing about it arrangement is that Gary Holtman, who's been with us now for about 7 years, dobro player, he can sing tenor, and it's something we've sort of taken advantage of every now and then, but we haven't done enough of it because he used to be the tenor singer in a group called the Boxcars, and yeah, 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 they weren't a bad band, man. They're a
Oh,
great band.
pretty good.
Yeah, and then he sang with the group that followed them, was what's called the Highland Travelers. So Gary's got a great tenor voice, and there's not many people that can sing tenor to Sean.
Yeah.
But he sounds great with him on this song, and so just glad that we could do that.
Yeah, that's something else. I'll tell you what. Well, let's talk about it is the time is now the time. I always get that messed up some way. Is now the time. Now,
Yeah, after that song came out, Rick, I got texts and emails from all these people saying, "Are you guys quitting?" Because that's kind of what
that
it talks about, is now the time to hang in there, time to hang it up. And it's a song that Wayne Taylor had gotten together to write with Beth Snap. Beth is a local talent here. She's from Kingsport,
oh yeah.
and she's married now and has a child. Her maiden name was Snap. I think she still goes by that, but Beth Story. And Beth's always been one of my favorite singer-songwriters. I produced one of her records years ago, and man, she can flat out cut it. She's a great singer, and her songs are really unique. And Wayne says there's a lot of words in it, which there are, but hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's her lyrics are always very, the imagery is great,
Yeah.
and uh, the song really is from the point of her point of view and also Wayne's point of view. You can tell it's like an older musician. And he at one point he says, "Careful, all musicians, what you're wishing for."
Mhm.
So you can tell who that's from.
Yeah.
But then there's the point where it talks about another county fair. Is it really worth, a few less wooden bar stools? And that's Beth talking. So you get it from her perspective and his, and then the chorus sort of brings it together in this. And it's been getting a lot of airplay. I'm really tickled on Sirius XM. It's one of the most heavily played songs the last 60 days or 100 days or something like that. So um, yeah, I'm really thrilled that people still like what we do. So
Dude, I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon.
you never know.
Well,
Uh,
sure. I mean, the music business is kind of wonky sometimes, and you wonder, hey, why are people gravitating toward this or toward that? Um,
mm,
but like you're saying with this song, man, when you can take, more or less a regional artist like Beth and
mhm.
put her with Wayne Taylor, I mean, that's like something getting ready to happen right there.
Yeah, I call it short and sweet.
Exactly.
I won't let they're both a little short, but hey, that's all right. No, I'm just kidding. Both of them, they're both extremely great
Said,
artists.
yeah, not me. Yeah, I remember when Wayne had his little health scare there a few years ago. I mean, that was something that did that kind of rock what you guys were doing? I mean, kind of
Yeah, it
shake.
wasn't even the first time. I mean, he's had in the course of the band's history, he's had two heart attacks and he had colon cancer. And we joke on stage he had COVID 3 or 4 times and now he's got a bad case of ringworm. So, but yeah, I mean, anytime, we weren't expecting that. And anytime there's a health scare from anybody in the band, but Wayne has had them quite a bit. It just it's kind of a scare, but you know what? He's bounced back every time and stronger than he did before. So, you know, we're just hanging in there hoping that nothing serious overtakes him. I know he talks all the time about being the longest lived member of his family, and that's true by a long shot. And although I think his mother was, I think she was in her late 70s or early 80s when she passed away. But the men don't live a long time in his family, and so he's outlived them by quite a bit. But I think Wayne's going to be with us for a long time. I sure hope so. He's a special guy and a real special talent. We're lucky to have him in Blue Highway.
Yeah, he's like a bad penny. He just keeps showing up. You know what I mean?
He's the heart and soul of this group. I swear he is. Really is.
Yeah, I mean, I met him soon after that. I think I interviewed him, and it was really strange for him to sit there and be able to talk about all these things and how they've happened. And he was okay with it. I mean, he was okay with talking about it. A lot of people were getting, choked up or whatever. Wayne just, I mean, he's just going on and on and on and on and on.
Well, to quote the country song, he's no stranger to the rain either. He really went through it as a teenager. He was in a wheelchair for a number of years, and Wayne's got he's got conditions that would cause a lot of other people to just take disability and stay at the house, and he could have easily done that, but he's not a guy to do that. He really wants to work, and he just really takes a lot of pride in what he does. Yeah, he's a warrior. There ain't no doubt. Don't let it fool you. He's a warrior.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I was thoroughly surprised after, the reason I was interviewing him was over here, but over here it was the guy that I met, and he was like Iron Man. This dude was raring to go.
That's a good description. Yeah, he
Um,
is on. Yeah.
it's just a shock, man. All right, let's talk about this is these last two songs that we talked about are going to be on a live record. Is that correct?
Well, I don't think they're going to actually be on the record. There are singles that are kind of helping to promote the band before the record comes out.
Mhm.
So, so yeah, I'm not sure when they'll come out on the album, but I bet they will at some point. But for right now, the record label's focus is this live album that we recorded at ETSU last year. So it's finally coming out.
Yeah, you gotta love ETSU, man. I mean, if there's anybody out there that needs to support bluegrass, check with those guys and see what you can do.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, they do so much good. And I was the artist in residence there for 2 years, and Mike Compton was there before me, and Brittany Haas before him, and now Missy Raines is the artist in residence, and so that's just part of what they do, man. It's just incredible the stuff that they do, and there is nothing like it in the world. Jack Tottle, I know, is very proud of
Oh,
what he started over there, and man, anybody that actually has contact with that program is just comes away super impressed.
it
Um,
it is. It's and when I was with the ACMA, we were allowed to put a couple of scholarships there. We um,
yeah,
you know, donated a lot of things that were in the museum that were just gathering dust, and it's
well, we thank y'all for that. That
oh, it's a shock sometimes all the good you can do out of nowhere, and you don't even know that you're going to be able to do it. So,
there's not much a better place to do it for if you like bluegrass than
oh,
it is.
me too.
So, yeah.
All right, let's talk about Blue Highway Fest a little bit here. Now, this is let me get the dates right. October 8th through the 11th of 2026 in Big Stone Gap, Virginia. And
Hmm.
of course, the movie was Big Stone Gap was filmed there. A
Yeah.
lot of good stuff has happened in Big Stone Gap over the few years, but not probably not more than what you guys have done. I mean, I'm sure the tourism people in Virginia are just loving you at this point.
Well, I mean, we like being in partnership with them, and they do feel like, what we're doing is it's part of a whole thing. A lot of different festivals and events that are helping to support the economy at a time when the economy is not in such great shape because of the collapse of the old model, which was coal-based. And so there, all sorts of tourism initiatives and things like that. And we are part of that and proud to be part of it. You know, Big Stone Gap was a choice that they came to us and through some intermediaries, Larry Roberts and George Rote. Um, George had gone to school, I believe, up in Big Stone and years ago, and Larry's brother had started a festival in Wise, Virginia, which is the first bluegrass festival I ever went to.
Wow.
And yeah, that was a great festival back, the Shriners Bluegrass Festival in the 70s. And so kind of had this idea, met with the city leaders on the football field one day, me and Wayne Taylor and Larry and George and Steve, the town manager, and Ked Mead, who does tourism there in town, amongst a lot of other things. And everybody thought this would be a great place for a festival. So, you know, we pushed through with it, and boy, they swung for the moon. And it's just been a long process. It takes a long while to develop a fan base and to get your name out there where people feel like, hey, this would be a cool place to come. And I assure you, that time of year in October, it is a nice place to come. If you're not from here, you'll see the fall weather. You know, it gets a little cool in the evenings, but we've moved up our schedule so that we're not out real late and it doesn't get frigid like it did the first couple of years. We like to froze everybody to death. Sam Bush, Jerry Douglas about choked me that first year. He came in, "Arr!
Why are you doing this to me?
Why did you do this?" But we had space heaters on stage. It was, but we don't have so much of that. Now, it is the driest time of the year, so we rarely had any rain at this festival. It's really not an issue. And a lot of more times than not, it's just absolutely beautiful that time of year in Big Stone Gap. So, we've been really lucky with that, and I've been able to get a lot of great artists to come play the festival, and it's continuing. This year, it's going to be more of a bluegrass orientation because we did a survey. We always do a survey with all the people that come to the festival, and the overwhelming majority of them wanted more of that kind of thing. We did a Lonesome River Band reunion last year, which was really cool. Sammy Sheila birthday bash, we called it. And first time Dan Tominski and Don Rigsby had ever sung together. And
Wow.
it was great, man. It was really, really something. And people are still talking about it. So we're going to try to go with that kind of thing. We're going to have some special events like that this year, too. So, you know, and I'm
Can't
just so glad we
sneak out,
have this.
can't sneak out any names yet, can you?
I wish I could. I can't. They're telling me under penalty of death. I
Not gonna
can't do
happen.
it.
Huh? Oh well.
But it's going to be great. We'll tell you that. I'm really, really thrilled with what we got coming this year. So,
Well, the way I look at it, if you just mentioned, Tominski and Sam. So, you guys aren't scrimping on anything. You're doing what you need to do, and I feel like that you're talking about, you're laying down a base for something for 15 years from now, 20 years from now. This thing could keep going.
that's what we're hoping. I feel like everybody is happy with it so far. So I don't see why not. And down the road it could get bigger. We don't know. That's what everybody I think would like to see happen. But I really like the small town atmosphere that we're able to do because we do the early part of the festival downtown. We do it. We have a stage downtown on Thursday. This year it's going to be the 8th through the 11th, and on the 8th we're going to have the downtown stage, and we're actually we do a riders round. We're going to do that again. That's become a real popular part of the festival, and then we move down on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to the ballpark. And this year we don't have to compete with a football game. Last year they had a football game. They moved it to Thursday, but we still had to, and we had some events on Thursday this past year, but we had to be judicious and we didn't start it till late and we also have a thing called a Rising Stars Challenge, which is a contest, talent contest. And we did a lot of that in person this past couple of years. This year, I think it's mostly going to be online. And we've moved it to that. But the winner will appear in person at the festival the next year. So that's what we're going to do again this year. And that's been a popular part of the festival too. So, they're coming up with different ways to keep people engaged. We have a couple of great raffles. Rufus Thames from Bristol
Yeah,
donates one of his incredible guitars
man.
for, and then we also have Mr. Pruka from the Czech Republic who comes over from the Czech Republic and donates one of his banjos or mandolins and sometimes both. And we put those in the raffle. So there are people there um, that win those, and we haven't had huge crowds yet. So there's a real good chance of you winning, if you come to a high quality, just as high quality instrument as you could probably buy,
Oh yeah.
as far as new ones, without a doubt. So,
Crazy. I mean, it's amazing to me how people gravitate toward, uh, you know, things of that nature. Still, I mean, a good old
yeah.
a good old raffle will get people there any day of the week.
Yeah. And, I mean, I went a few years to Wayne Henderson's festival up there and Grayson Park. They don't do it anymore. They had the last one, I think, a couple of years ago. But Wayne was kept busy all year making guitars because, yeah, he would make them for the winner of the contest and also for um, the raffle and also for some of the artists who came. I think Brad Paisley was up there the last year though, and he came in exchange for a guitar. And so that was a very popular. They had a lot of people show up just, to get in on a chance to win a Henderson guitar because Lord knows they're world famous, rightfully so, But old Rufus, buddy, he's right there with him.
Him and Wayne, I tell you what, I got a chance to tour Wayne's facility
Oh
that's
wow.
downtown Marion, and talked to Catherine over there not long ago for my Appalachian Home podcast that we do. And it was crazy how they have everything that you could possibly need to build a guitar in that building. And I was amazed what was in the basement. I mean, the basement area is just it's all about education, and that's
Yeah.
just all you can say.
He's always been a big advocate for that. I mean, his late wife Helen was the founder of the Jam Initiative, and he's always been involved through that festival with education and anybody. He's always had tons of kids that come over to his shop there in Rugby too, and hang out. And he doesn't mind people showing up at his place. It's just sort of crazy.
Yeah,
It's a,
like
yeah,
Eric Clapton.
yeah, exactly. He did make some guitars for Clapton. So yeah.
Kind of rolled up there on the hill and said, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah.
You said Clapton or somebody came up there and on a motorcycle. No, it wasn't. No, I think it was his a guy, one of his people, showed up there on a motorcycle, and he was like, "You never know who's going to come up that hill." But
Yeah.
talk to this guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Book
Yeah,
him.
Alan St. John wrote a great book about that whole thing called Clapton's Guitar, and it's subtitled Watching Wayne Henderson Build the Perfect Instrument or something like that. And he built two guitars for Clapton for slow hand. So
Crazy.
yeah.
What about you? You've become a pretty good author yourself. You doing your own thing with the Tony Rice book there. That thing's still pumping out copies.
It's still going, man. We're almost to the end of the run of hardback books because me and two of my friends started a partnership that we have a press called the Word of Mouth Press that published that book. And we are almost out of the hardbacks, getting ready to do a paperback, I think probably later this year or early next year. And that people are still buying them. It's crazy. And, I hope they don't go to Amazon to buy them, to be honest, because there are people that scalp them on there for like 150 bucks,
Really?
uh, even more than that, like 600 bucks. I've seen them. And
I've
you
had
go to, they're 30 bucks at my website. It's what we've always had them at. So it's kind of crazy that the ones that are signed by Tony do have a premium on them because there weren't that many of them. But I mean, we'd be glad I signed them, and if they want mine or Caroline Wright, if they're able to get one, probably she lives in Hawaii. So, but yeah, it's been 2010 that came out, so 15 years now. It's hard to believe, and yeah, I'm still working on. I want to put out a book on the history of bluegrass since the '70s. That's what my current project is, and I've been working on that for several years.
Wow. Now
Yeah.
that's the thing to do right there. Why has nobody thought about doing that yet?
Well, there have been people that have wanted to do it kind of as a continuation or a second volume of Neil Rosenberg's History of Bluegrass that came out back in 1985, but nobody's been able to follow through on that. And I've gone back and forth whether to do it more academic oriented or more popular oriented. And Neil's is kind of in between, although it leans a little bit more towards the academic side because that's what he was. He was a retired professor now. But and I've been interested in that too, the academic side of the bluegrass. But there's so many stories, so many great things that I've seen and friends of mine have seen, and it's just it's a cool history. There's no need to make it dry at all. So
Now, you talking about Jack Tottle, he was one of the uh, I don't know what you'd call this guy, man. He was just the dude that started everything. He got the fire rolling at ETSU. And
Yeah.
just think now, sometimes if there had never been a Jack Tottle or somebody with that fire in their belly, where would bluegrass be right now?
Well, that's a good question, Rick, because I mean, if it wasn't for Jack, I know for a fact there wouldn't be a ETSU Bluegrass program and probably a lot of others because they've kind of followed what he's done there, what they've done at ETSU. I do know for a fact, man, that nobody worked harder than Jack because I saw him do it, and he did all the levels that you have to do in order to do this kind of thing. Um, is he was a good teacher. He also was a great, he knew how to talk to the administration, presidents, people inside the administration to try to get them on his side. Very effective at that. So he was a PR machine. He did everything that you had to do it right. And it progressed. But after a while, there was a critical mass of people who realized, hey, this is actually part of the brand
Hmm?
that we need for this area in this college, this university. And I'm so glad that they did, and they still believe strongly. There are still people that really believe strongly in that program for that reason. You were involved in Birthplace of Country Music initiatives in Bristol, and everything that the Appalachian group did too. You know, Without that, there wouldn't have been this branding of Bristol as the birthplace of country music, which is now showing great dividends, with the museum and everything that goes on in that town. And it's worldwide. People know it. And at the time that started, there were some people that were like, well, we're already known for racing. I said, yeah, but why can't we be known for the big bang of country music? Why not? And uh, and I believe enough people believe that at ETSU now that that program is in really good hands and on solid footing. So you never say never. You never know what's going to happen. But um, I'm so proud of where they are and where they've come from.
Growing up, we always thought that, you know, we always knew all the Morrell brothers and everybody, and they were friends with dad. And uh,
Yeah.
we were always in that guitar shop sometime during the week with my dad,
Oh yeah.
and
I,
it's just crazy.
I know for a fact nobody believed in that branding and that the importance of the region as much as Joe Morrell did.
Oh, man,
'Cause,
he is, let me tell you.
yeah, he talked often to me about it and was very excited about the prospect of preserving and having an organization, and he had a huge collection of instruments too, and it was just really cool to see all that and hear him say, yeah, man, this area really needs to take more pride in the heritage that they have,
And
and eventually they did. So
if you think about it, Rusty Morrell too,
yeah,
they're all still involved. They're all, Carl Jackson's still working with them a lot, and
yeah,
it's just a great synergy of everybody that has come together to make Bristol and the Tri Cities area, what it is. And
yeah.
thank God they did, man. I might not be sitting here talking to Tim Stafford. That's for
Well,
sure.
I wouldn't be sitting here, So
You never know. You never know. Well, Timmy, have a good rest of your day, and thanks for talking with us, buddy. If we want to get tickets, we can go to bluehighwayfest.com for the festival. Um, bluehighwayband.com is where they can go check out your dates, where you guys are going to be, and your new music and your new merch. I mean, I'll say this: I've never seen such an extensive website that's put together so good. I mean, I don't know who did that, but incredible.
well, we've been lucky. We all through our time, we've had a lot of friends that have helped us. Without them, we couldn't have done this. And we have some folks now, Renee up in Abingdon, who's helped us tremendously and gotten new designs for us and came out with a whole new line of hoodies and different things, And then Bobby Starnes, if it hadn't been for Bobby doing a lot of our logo stuff and design work for t-shirts and caps and stuff over the years. And also Bobby helped record most of the records we did after a certain point over at his studio, and so he's been crucial for our success. If we whatever success we've had, and just people like that along the way. It takes people like that, and they're just good friends, and it's so nice to have the support from that.
No doubt about it. All right.
And you, man, thank you so much, Rick. We appreciate you.
Hey, it's easy to deal and to do these things. It's what people don't understand sometimes. It's easy to do anything that you can to benefit your friends. And
Well, we appreciate it.
you know.
We appreciate you so much.
All right, brother. Stay warm and keep your snow shovel handy from what
I might need it.
All right. Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show, the Rick Dollar Show podcast, and my Appalachian Home podcast. And today I've been with Mr. Tim Stafford.